Once upon a time, the United States was the world's workshop. In the mid-20th century, factories stretched from coast to coast, employing millions and driving nearly a third of the nation's economy. Detroit turned out more cars than any other city on Earth. Pittsburgh's steel forged skyscrapers and bridges. And California's assembly lines cranked out early computers. Made in the USA was more than a label. It was a promise of innovation and middle-class prosperity. Families thrived on factory paychecks, and industrial towns buzzed with pride and purpose. The golden age came from pioneers like Henry Ford, whose moving assembly line cut production times dramatically. During World War II and the Cold War, manufacturing became a strategic asset, supplying the Allies and deterring the Soviet Union. By the 1960s, 1 in 3 Americans worked in factories or labs tied to industry, and the nation produced goods for itself and much of the world. This was the comfort zone of the story, a high point few thought would change. But change arrived. Rising wages, oil shocks, and global competition squeezed profits. Policymakers embraced deregulation and free trade, and companies discovered they could build everything from shoes to electronics more cheaply abroad. First, they moved to Japan and Taiwan, then Mexico and Malaysia, and eventually China. Offshoring offered cheaper labor and lax regulations, boosting shareholder profits but hollowing out industrial towns. By the mid-1980s, manufacturing employment had fallen by millions, and communities in the industrial heartland struggled with unemployment and declining tax bases. While American factories closed, China's doors opened. In 1978, Deng Xiaoping created special economic zones along the coast, inviting foreign investors with tax breaks and modern infrastructure. Diplomatic breakthroughs let Chinese goods into American markets. And when China joined the World Trade Organization in 2001, exports exploded. Millions of workers moved from farms to factories. Investment poured in, and China quickly shifted from low-cost textiles to electronics and high-tech goods. By the early 2010s, it had become the world's largest manufacturer, its output dwarfing that of any single competitor. Back in the United States, the decline of manufacturing had hidden costs. Factories anchor supply chains for everything from cars to medicine, and when they leave, the skills, tooling, and suppliers often go with them. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed how reliant Americans were on overseas factories for critical supplies. National security experts warned that China's shipbuilding capacity dwarfed America's, raising concerns about the ability to replenish naval vessels in a conflict. Manufacturing jobs also pay better than many service jobs and support several others in the local economy. Losing them means widening inequality and weakened communities. Recent years have brought a renewed focus on industrial strength. The CHIPS and Science Act subsidizes semiconductor plants, the Inflation Reduction Act supports electric vehicles and clean energy, and the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act funds upgrades to roads, ports, and broadband while mandating American-made materials. These measures aim to rebuild capacity, create skilled jobs, and secure supply chains. Yet policy alone isn't enough. Building a factory and training a workforce takes years, and competitors are not waiting. To succeed, the United States must invest in education and training, modernize infrastructure, and embrace automation and cobots that make domestic production more efficient. It must enforce trade rules to counter dumping and intellectual property theft, strengthen domestic content laws so taxpayer money supports U.S. companies, and secure critical materials through domestic mining, recycling, and agreements with allies. Supporting small and mid-sized manufacturers is crucial as they form the bulk of the industrial ecosystem. Above all, Americans must value making things again. Parents, teachers, and media need to celebrate manufacturing careers alongside tech and finance. Success stories towns revitalized by new factories. Workers retrained for high-tech roles. Companies leading in sustainable production should be showcased. Manufacturing must be seen not as a relic, but as a clean, high-tech pillar of the future. The story of U.S. manufacturing is one of rise, fall, and potential renewal. Whether the next chapter is a comeback or a continued decline depends on choices made by leaders, businesses, and citizens now. If you enjoyed this story, hit the like button, subscribe, and join us on the following video and see what you can learn on the next video.